So, S will be the highest priority for killing, and it goes down to D, lowest kill priority. I think that's how we're going to do it. Adam, Warlock. Oh, this is rough, because if you're facing an Adam, it's in a triple support. Because, like, Ultron, I would put in, like, A or something. But Adam, I think B. I think B. Honestly, I think B. Because there's 2 other supports, and... Because Soul Bond? Yeah, because forcing Soul Bond is a huge value. The amount of times if you dive in Adam, you just force a Soul Bond. I think Adam is a... He's decent. He's not a high priority. He's not a low priority. I wouldn't put him either way, to be honest. Black Panther is a super high priority. Because he will destroy your backline. Now... You can't, it's hard to peel for him, but you have to. If you don't peel, you are a DPS character. You have to peel. You have to target BP. You have to. He is a top tier priority. You absolutely have to try to peel the BP. Whether it's with the team up, or if it's catching him at an off angle before he dives, you have to try. Unless you have like a Namor already doing it, you have to try to peel the BP. He is too high priority. Black Widow, I would put in A tier, because if she's at an off angle, then usually they are. You want to dive a Widow if she's at an off angle. But if she's always taking off angles, I'd put her in S tier. Just because if she's at the off angles, you can easily win the 1v1. You have to block the kick. You have to time it right. You have to get a jump on her and then block the kick. And even if she stuns you after, you'll still get the kill as long as you get the initial damage. But if she's sitting in main with the healers, it's a bit harder. I'd lower it a little bit because sometimes she will be sitting with healers. But she is a pretty high priority in terms of diving. Hulk also S tier. You can peel the shit out of him. Same thing with Captain America. You know what? Let's just put them all up here. All the dive tanks go up here. Because all the dive tanks are top tier priority. Iron Fist is one of the best peelers in the game for these tanks, okay? Iron Fist can peel these tanks. This is the one thing that Iron Fist is so good at doing. The one thing he's really good at doing, okay? And it's peeling for the dive tanks. I have to put them all up here. He's just too good at doing it. Like the amount of times, like you saw in the game against the game I had today against a really good Cap, my team was struggling. I went Iron Fist and I peeled the fuck out of the Cap and they swapped off. He's so good at doing it, at peeling for these 3. You have to. Cloak and Dagger, I think, is a pretty... She's pretty high up there as a healer for target priority. Primarily because she can't really defend herself that well. But I wouldn't put her in S tier because she can fade, but she can't damage you when you die. Fist is my biggest OP right next to Squirrel. Yeah, Fist is for Hulk. Fist destroys Hulk. Cloak and Dagger, I can't put her in S because her fade and her bubble is pretty good, but she can't pressure you off your dive as easily as a Loki or a Luna can. Strange is also A tier. I can't put him in S because dive tanks, you just do so good against these. You do so good against these. He's A tier because he's a high priority, but he's not higher priority than a dive tank. I think she is C, honestly. She can't pressure you when you dive. If you dive a Cloak and Dagger, you take space that she can't remove you out of easily. A Loki or a Luna can pressure you really quickly and force you to retreat faster. A Cloak or an Invis or a Rocket or a Mantis, you can last longer. And so you gain more value, right? You gain more value. Groot is also in A tier. These are high priority tanks, not as high as dive tanks. Because look, yeah, they're directly on the front line, meaning you do, like a Strange and a Groot, you do so well against. The problem is they're in the front line, but these tanks generally aren't. They're diving. And so it's a lot easier to peel. If you have a Strange and you also have a Hulk on the enemy team, you're peeling the Hulk more than you're hitting the Strange. Because you can peel the shit out of the Hulk. Same with Cap. Like, if I see a Cap is probably the highest priority, honestly. I drool when I see Groot. Yeah, Groot is top of A tier. I mean, could I put Groot here? Do you think I should put Groot here? Not just Groot because he's so high HP. Yeah, fuck it, I have to. He's just so high in HP. I feel like I have to. This is the only frontline tank that I would put here. Hawkeye, oof. C tier. C tier because Hawkeyes don't usually take off angles. They're usually sitting with... They don't take off angles. This tier list is for Iron Fist target priority. Hawkeyes don't usually take off angles as much as a Widow or a Hela or a Moon Knight or a Namor would. Hawkeye sitting next to their healers. It's so risky diving a Hawkeye when he's next to the healers. Because the healers will just heal him and then he'll just headshot you. It's so difficult. Now, if he has an off angle... If he's taking an off angle, which they don't normally do, they don't normally do this. Normally, they sit in line with their healers, but if they do take an off angle, you gotta dive him. You have to dive him, but normally they don't, so I can't put him above it. But you have to confront him because the team expects you. Is the best person to dive. If he's at an off angle, if he's not at an off angle, you don't want to dive a Hawkeye over a healer. Because if you dive the Hawkeye... It's easier for him to hit you versus if you dive... Let's say you dive the Luna or you dive the Cloak. You see the Hawkeye turn to you. Then you just block and he shoots you. And you absorb the damage. You pummel the healer for a moment. You jump around a bit. Versus if you're in the face of the Hawkeye, it's so much easier to hit. You gain more playmaking and distraction time when you're on healers versus the Hawkeye. Now, if he's at... Again, I want to stress this. If he is at an off angle, you dive him and you gain a lot of value. You should win the 1v1. As long as you dive it right, you should win the 1v1. If he's at an off angle. Same thing with a Hela. I would say, like, a Hela is a great diving priority, generally because she usually takes off angles. Probably all the way up here. Challenging a Hela is so important on Iron Fist. You have to challenge the Hela because she will take an angle. She will try. You should put this in DC server? What's DC server? She will try to take an angle on your healers. She will. And so you have to remove her from that angle. I'm tempted to even put her in A tier. Because, yeah, if she's sitting in main, maybe not. But, like, 90% of the time, she's taking off angles, right? I'm going to put her in A tier. 90% of the time, she's taking off angles. Discord server. Oh, Discord server. Yeah, I'll do that. 90% of the time, she's taking off angles. So even if you don't land the kill, sometimes I'll get her at the off angle. I'll kick early, then I'll block and move back because she'll retreat. If she has Flake and she's in line of healers, I'll still dive her if she's with Flake and in line of healers. I'll still dive her just to remove her from the off angle because if she has a line on your healers, you're a DPS. You're one of the only people that can actually challenge her. You have to do it. Iron Fist as a priority for Iron Fist. Yeah. Because he's easy to peel for, and he's easy to track. He's easy to peel for. I'd even put him in A tier. Like, you see the Iron Fist coming towards your back line, you start hitting him, you kick early, you force him to half health, now he blocks, now he's thinking about running away already, right? You always want to open with a kick early, because an Iron Fist won't block right away, right? You dive, don't you ignore fists? It's half and half. If you have a team where you don't have to fear him diving your backline, then yeah, but it depends on your team comp. But normally, if they have a fist, you want to peel him sometimes, right? Because you see the fist diving, you hit him twice, then you kick early, now he's half health, now he's already thinking about blocking and getting out, right? And then you can rotate the tanks and steal damage. Yeah, if your team is already peeling for him, you wouldn't worry about it. It really depends on the comp. A lot of these are comp dependent. But Iron Fist in general is a pretty high priority for peeling. You want to mark the Iron Fist. Iron Man, I think, is mid. Because good healers... same thing with a Torch. And I'm also gonna... I'm gonna put... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put these at the same. Torch and Iron Man, I want to put the same. Because they're both flyers that if they are pocketed, you can't do shit. Right? A Flake, imagine Luna plus Invis supporting the Torch. You can't dive a Torch. What the hell are you going to do? Torch is a D, but you have to challenge him. Ideally, you ban Torch, okay? Ideally, you don't even have to deal with Torch. He should be banned. You can't kick out. But if he is not banned, at some point, maybe C tier. Like, he's so bad. He has a shotgun. Iron Man's a bit better. I have to, no, I'll put him in C because of his shotgun style attack. It's so hard. You have to challenge him at some point, though. You have to. Especially if he's flanking. He could be a flanking torch. I can't put him too low because you have to try. Like, there are some heroes I already know I'm going to put in D tier. This is not one of them because you have to challenge at some point. Right? Jeff. Oh, I'm so mixed because if it's a healing, like... Honestly, I don't know. I don't face enough Jeffs. I don't fucking know. Like, because there's Dive Jeff and there's Healer Jeff. Your priority changes. If it's a Healer Jeff... They can heal through you and also damage you. I'm going to put him in B. I'm mixed, guys. Honestly, I don't really know where to put Jeff. It's like S, because Fist is the best against Jeff. But you'll waste so much time on him. A really good Jeff is slippery, and you'll waste time on him. They're time-consuming. Jesser. In low elo, they're probably free picks. Okay. Maybe. I'm going to put him in an upper B tier, because at some point... I don't really... Guys, I am mixed on this. I think he sits in a range of A to C. I think he sits in this range. No, maybe A to B. I think he sits in this range of A to B. Loki. Oh, man. I think Loki is a good target priority. Because forcing runes is such high value. Forcing runes has so much value. He has so much value if you can force runes. Dive the Loki. Force runes. Bam. You've just gained so much value. So much value. Crazy value. Luna. Fucking hate this bitch. Nah. I fucking hate diving Luna. I hate diving Luna. If they have Luna Loki, you dive the Loki. If they have Luna Cloak, you dive the Cloak. If they have Luna Invis, you dive the Invis. If they have Luna Mantis, you dive the Mantis. If they have Luna Rocket, you dive the Rocket. Luna Atom, you dive the Atom. Truthfully, you don't dive the Luna. I don't like the Luna. I don't like diving Luna. She is the strongest damage while also self-healing herself and a freeze. It's a lot to deal with. You dive her, she starts clapping, she heals the team through you, and then she can also freeze you, and she heals, and she gets the overhealth from her thing as well. And like the pressure she can put on you too. She could shoot you in the air before you're diving. Luna is an absolute pain to deal with compared to these other healers. And yeah, and bonus HP with the freeze. Magic, I'm going to put in A tier. Not as... should I put her in S? Because she's a dive, you have to peel. But, like, you don't need to kill her. No, you have to peel for the magic. You have to. You have to peel for the magic. Honestly, I'm thinking the same thing with Psylock. Psylock's also a top priority. I am usually peeling for Psylock a lot. But I would say A. Because Psylock, it's a bit harder. No way BP is S tier. This is a target priority tier list for Iron Fist. A target priority tier list for Iron Fist is what it is. Oh, did I just... Okay. Psylock isn't as important as Magic because Psylock, she can run away. You attack her, she'll run away, and it's not good to chase. If you chase the Psylock, you'll die. It's too hard. But Magic, you can stay on her longer. That's why I'm putting... Psylock in A tier, because a good Psylock will know you can't beat her. She'll know you can't beat her, and she'll play a distance game with you. And so then you just have to keep her at bay and not try to kill her. But with a Magic, you could land the kill. S is target priority, not just diving Metal Rabbit, but target priority. Psylock, again, really high priority. But a good Psylock knows you can't kill her, and she'll play a distance game with you. She will play a distance game. Magneto is like B tier. Yeah, he can't move, but his bubble can fuck you. right? He's not as high priority as a Strange, because a Magneto can get really low, and you're like, I'm about to kill him, and he bubbles, and now you've overcommitted, and you can't just reset your block on his bubble. His bubble is fucking annoying, man. Isn't the 1v1 against BP? Yes, Poison MR. The 1v1 against BP is a bad idea, but you have to peel for BP. You are a DPS character with maybe one other DPS and 2 tanks. You have to peel or he will delete your supports. It is a top priority. You have to know where that BP is. Is he about to dive? That's why I'm putting him in S tier. You might not need to land the kill, but he can ravage your backline if you do not support them. You have to do something. You have to. If you don't, he will destroy. He will basically ruin the game. He will delete your team because you need to do something. You need to do something, right? Marking a BP has almost the same value as getting the kill. I would say close to that, yeah. Yeah, Magneto's in B tier because I can't put him above Strange because of the bubble. You don't get your block cooldown back when you hit him with the bubble. It can sometimes be a death sentence once you've committed in. You might have committed thinking you're going to get your block back and he bubbles. It's really rough. So I'm going to put him below Strange. Maybe... I got to put him in B. I got to put him in B. I got to be fair and put him in B. I got to put him in B. Mantis is a nice healer to die. Mantis is nice. Mantis I find to be a pretty good kill. Mantis is a really high priority because her healing value is low. If you dive her, you're really taking a whole healer out of the fight. And if you block or dodge her sleep, you gain so much value. This is a strong healer to dive. Maybe A tier though, because like there are other like Rocket's better. That's the thing. Like I don't want to put her A tier because there are other healers that are A tier. No, I'll put her A. Yeah, I'll put her A tier because there are other healers that I want to put in S tier. You block. Yeah, so I'm putting her in upper A tier. I can't put her in S just because there's other healers that are even higher priority. Mag and Strange can go higher if they're being played together. The problem is like. Mag is in like every game, but if you have a choice between Mag or Strange, you pummel the Strange. If you have a choice between Mag and Groot, you kill the Groot. Like all these tanks are higher priority than a Mag. Same thing with the Thing, right? But we're not there yet. Moon Knight, huge priority. Moon Knight's so easy. He's free. Moon Knight is free. You have to kill the Moon Knight. He can't do really much against you. They shouldn't be playing Moon Knight into you. They should not be doing that to begin with. Namor. Okay, guys. So there's 2 types of Namors. I need to be clear about this. There are 2 types of Namors. There is the backline protector Namor, who sits in his backline and protects his healers from you. You do not dive him. You don't. But then there is flanking Namor. Then there is flanking Namor. That is taking off angles, putting squids down to kill your healers. Not only do I usually win that 1v1, but if you don't, you're guaranteed to lose a healer. Either you lose a healer or you kill him. You have to do it. It's very important. Flanking Namor, you kill every time. You have to track him. You have to kill him. You can win the 1v1. I usually do. Namor in the backline, protecting his supports. You can't. You cannot dive that. You can't dive the Namor. He will just destroy you. You can't do it. And then he even has his bubble. If you do get him low, he has his bubble. It is so not worth it. Maybe even D tier. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's important to know. D tier if he is in the back line. S tier if he is taking off angles on your supports, on your backline, and you have to challenge him. You have to do it. Even if he has Gamma Squid and he's taking off angle, you still win the fight if you're good. You can win the fight, and you have to challenge him anyways. With his backline, D tier. So I'm going to put him in B to equal it out. I'm going to put him in B tier. Penny is a pretty high priority because she can't do much against you besides her web that stuns you. But you can really pressure the Penny. So if she's a flanking Penny, you can dive her, block the mines, gain the overhealth, and then pummel her down. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now, you cannot just destroy her. You have to, like, watch my video, guys, on the mines, but you can just destroy the Penny. Like, I'm not going to put her upper A tier, but you do kind of destroy Penny if you avoid the mines. I'm talking about Penny itself. I think you should ignore Penny. Like, Penny's kind of conditional. Penny Rocket, I'd put her in B tier. Penny Rocket. Penny Rocket, I lower it. If Penny Web... That's why it's conditional. Penny Rocket, it's lower. Penny without Rocket is A tier. I think I'm going to put her next to Magneto, honestly. Maybe lower than Magneto. Because, like... I take it back. She's lower B tier. The reason why is she's not really a threat to your team besides the mines. Is this an Iron Fist matchup? A target priority tier list. Target priority for Iron Fist. Penny, she usually sits... Fucking, she's not really a threat to your team. She's a threat to you from her mines. So you just dodge the mines and then dive the team and do whatever. But, like, I would put her next to Magneto. She's still a tank you have to hit, just like Magneto. It's a tank you have to hit, right? You gotta hit the tank. But it's not a high priority. Yeah, and if your team kills the nest, she's S tier. She's a free kill. If your team kills the nest, she's a free kill. Oh, God, no. Punisher is so bad. Punisher is a horrible idea. Punisher... should we ignore Iron Man? Just go back in the VOD. I'm not going to go over that again. Punisher is... so bad to dive. Because he's almost never taking off angles. Punisher does not take off angles. 90% of the time. He's with his healers. He's in main, okay? It's how they play that usually. And he has a shotgun. If you dive a Punisher, you're asking to get headshot. Oh my god, I think he's worse than Hawkeye. Oh my goodness. A Punisher defending his backline is one of the worst things an Iron Fist can deal with. The 300 HP changed everything. Punisher's like a roulette. Penny's light work if she isn't in her... Yeah, she's not in her nest. If she's not in her nest, she's so easy. Yeah, you know what? D tier, you're right. Honestly, Iron Fist, like, Punisher is like one of the worst things to dive with his shotgun. It is borderline scary. Anytime I ult and there is a Punisher there, it is borderline fear. I fear that Punisher. Like, his shotgun can just delete you so fast. So fast. If he gets headshot, you die. Rocket, the #1 support to dive. #1. #1, in my opinion, is Rocket. One of the... Actually, I would put Rocket this high. Rocket is so free. Rocket is so easy, guys. Rocket is so easy because reason why, guys, listen. He can't pressure you at all. Yeah, he wall runs away, but just you have to track him. You could just focus on your tracking, and you have to track him. Because he can't do anything. And I know I'm skipping through the tier list, but I'm doing Invis as well. These supports... Invis a little bit lower. But Invis and Rocket, they can't really do anything to you when you're diving them. They can't pressure you at all. Rocket won't deal any damage to you. You just sit on him till someone peels, unlike a Loki or a Luna or an Atom, right? They could pressure you. Rocket cannot. If you can't track Rocket, if your tracking is bad, then you're probably in a lower rank where the Rocket doesn't have good evasion skills anyways. But a Rocket, assuming you have your tracking down, Invis is easier than Rocket. I can put them both here. Another tier list gave Rocket an F tier. Yeah, this is an F tier. This is a target priority for Iron Fist. So yeah, that is an F tier basically. Actually, you're right. That's an F tier. Yeah, he's so easy to dive. Invis jumps off. Yeah, she can. But if you're tracking her with your left click, if she jumps after you've clicked it, it'll hit her out. So many times I knock her out. She's kind of free. Sword Vapor's right. She's kind of free, but not as free as Rocket, I think. Wanda, I don't know. You don't really see Wanda's, but Wanda is scary because she deletes Iron Fist, honestly. She does delete Iron Fist. A good Wanda can delete Iron Fist. She's really difficult. I'm going to put her in, like, B tier. It's weird because I've only ever faced like 1 or 2 Wanda players in high rank. Maybe in lower rank it's different, but in high rank I've only ever faced like 1 or 2. Bro, J-Rod is scary. Yeah, and like Wanda is she's a squishy destroyer, right? And with the team up too, if she has a team up, she's terrible. She's horrible. Yeah, B is fair for Wanda. B is fair for Wanda. Hello, Garam. What is up, my man? Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man is hit or miss. If your team is dealing with the Spider-Man properly, you shouldn't really have to worry about him that much, right? You shouldn't have to worry about him that much. But, like, I'm going to put him in B tier just because you want to peel for the Spider-Man, but not overdo it because it's hard to kill him. You don't want to do it. Toto, this is not a... This is a target priority tier list for Iron Fist. Target priority. Spider-Man is someone that you have to peel. Yeah, he's a mosquito that you just want to swat away. Right? You don't want to over peel, but you don't want to under peel. Right? Like if you start chasing him across the map, you don't chase him across the map and you don't completely ignore him. He's like mid. You don't want to hard track him like you do a BP. You don't need to hard track him like you do a BP, right? Squirrel Girl is a very low priority because Squirrel Girls never take off angles. They always sit directly in main. And if you dive them, you're just making it easier for her to hit you. If you dive her, she just left clicks in your face and deletes you. If you dive the healers or someone else, she at least has to aim. She at least has to aim, you know? And she has to aim her acorn to stun you. But Squirrel Girl, you never really want to dive her. You make it easier for her to destroy you if you do that. Not a good dive target. Star-Lord, very high priority. You can destroy Star-Lord. You have to track Star-Lord. You absolutely crap on him. I absolutely crap on Star-Lord players. You crap on him. Not more than a Moon Knight. But you do really crap on Star-Lord. You just track the Star-Lord and you can destroy him. You'll never lose. He always goes for off angles and you'll never lose a 1v1 to him. I don't see many Star-Lord players, but if you do see one, go on the Star-Lord. Storm. I'm thinking I'm going to put her in A tier. Because she's easy to hit. Storm is usually a pretty, like, B tier. B tier. I'm going to put her in B tier. B tier. Reason why is if your team has someone like a hit scan that can hit Storm, you should dive Storm. Because then she's squishy and she can't move. Storm is always in main, but she's squishy and easy to hit. So if your team has someone doing any kind of damage to her, you could dive her and then land a kick quickly and kill her. So Storm can be a really good target to dive. It's if you have the team that actually targets her, then she's a high priority because you can kill her pretty quickly. But I'm going to put overall, I'm putting her in B tier. Thor. Thor's kind of scary, not going to lie. If he's diving your backline, I'm going to put him in A tier. Just because a lot of Thors don't hard dive like a Venom or a Hulk or a Groot. They don't hard dive. Because they don't hard dive. Oh, no. Because Thors don't hard dive, I'm not going to put him at the same rating as a, what's it called? As a dive tank. Because he's not as hard of a diver as the other tanks. He's just not. Hate Squirrel Girl. He's not as hard of a... But you have to peel for Thor. It's not as hard as you would peel for other dive tanks. They do a lot of brawling, and brawling a Thor is really scary. Brawling a Thor is really scary. He can delete you. Bucky, no thank you. No thank you. You should never dive a Bucky. He has so much overhealth with his abilities. And they never take off angles. They sit main. They never take off angles. Always sitting in main. Exceptionally tanky. Do not dive. Do not dive Bucky. Do not dive unless in the rare case they're at an off angle, right? Bucky is so bad to dive. So bad to dive because of his overhealth. Yes, Bucky counters Iron Fist quite well. Bucky is really fucking hard for Iron Fist. People forget how you hit him 3 punches and is overhealed. Yeah, it's so hard to kill Bucky. Okay, Wolverine is really scary. I'm putting Wolverine in B tier. I take a Bucky 1v1 in an off angle. I would too, but only in an off angle. That's it. But they don't usually take off angles. They don't usually take them is the thing. They don't. That's why I'm putting him in D tier. If you find one in off angle, go ahead, but you probably won't. Wolverine is B tier just because, let me say a few things. Number one, I hope to God you ban him. And he's in B tier just because you have to do something. I want to put him lower. I want to put him lower because he could grab you and just destroy you. He's so hard to deal with, but you have to do something. You have to do something. Right? You have to do something against him. You have to do... maybe C tier. Like, you would never target a Wolverine first, ever, really. You would never target him first. It's more like you have to do something against Wolverine. Like, something. You gotta do something. But he's never a first priority. You would never, like, attack him first. Unless he's deep in your backline. Mr. Fantastic. Oh, I don't see many of these anymore, to be honest. I don't really see a lot of them. Yeah, make the Wolverine backup, hopefully. I don't see a lot of Fantastics nowadays. He's like C or B. Because he's not a high threat. Really. Like, you're not prioritizing him over a lot. Like, you wouldn't go for a Fantastic over a Storm or over an Iron Man. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't really prioritize a Fantastic. And like he has his invincibility thing too. Let's say you go to the front line and there's 2 tanks, right? There's a Mag and a Fantastic. You choose the Fantastic, or you choose the Fantastic over a Strange. That's a horrible choice. He'll pop his thing and walk backwards and get healed. He's extremely defensive. You wouldn't want to dive a Fantastic over. You wouldn't want to pressure a Fantastic over Strange or Magneto if they're together. The Thing I'm putting next to Magneto. He's a punching bag. Maybe a little bit higher. I'm thinking. I'm not gonna put him higher than Strange because he can jump back to his team. Strange doesn't have this kind of escape. Strange can fly up, but you could track him really easily, and you won't get blown up if you do that. A Thing can jump back to his team, and if he has the Invis team up too, he's extra tanky. I'm debating between upper B and lower A for the Thing. Because he is really tanky. The Thing is really tanky, and he can jump back to his team. I'm thinking upper B. What do you guys think? Upper B or lower A? Upper B or lower A? I'm thinking upper B. I'm thinking he's closer to Mag. I think in high B too. Yeah, I'm thinking high B. Because if he gets low, he can jump back. Strange can't. Cap can, but you pressure the shit out of him. Groot can't either. Most things will feed until dime. Yeah, higher rank things, it's really hard to kill. Okay, Emma. Oh god. No, do not touch the Emma. You're playing with fire. You are playing with fire if you choose to hit Emma over anyone else. If she's now look, these are not absolute D tiers. A Punisher on his own, sure. Bucky on his own in off angle, sure. Emma overextending, yeah. But this is target priority, guys. This is target priority. This is not this doesn't mean never ever go for an Emma. If you're about to dive and their Emma is overextending into your backline, go for the Emma. But she is the lowest priority. You do not want to be near her if possible. Diamond has a sound cue. Yeah, but you're playing with fire. You might dodge. You're playing with fire, right? It's not a priority for you. You're literally... And then she can put a barrier behind you and block the heals. Once you die... If you go on her, she'll put a barrier behind you and then block the heals. It's a bad idea versus literally any other tank in the game. There's not a single tank in the game that you would want to target less than an Emma. Ultron is pretty high priority, I think. I don't think I'm going to put him higher than that. Maybe I will, actually, A tier. Because he can't heal himself, and healers often don't heal him as easily because he's up in the sky. Ultron is usually high up. He's pretty easy to target. If it's in a triple support comp, it's easier to target the Ultron than it is the supports, because the Ultron will put the bot on the supports. But if it's him, you have to hope that the healers look up. Don't look up. It's easier for the healers to not look up, or someone else in your team to throw some damage. But Ultron is like, if you're facing Ultron with triple support, you would want to prioritize the Ultron over the other supports. So he's up there in A tier. Phoenix is also a really high priority. Not gonna lie, guys, she's a high priority. She's above a Hela. I think Phoenix is easier to deal with than a Hela. I can't put her in S tier because she's not as easy as like a Star-Lord. My music stopped. She's not as easy as like a Star-Lord and Moon Knight, or as high priority, but she's really high priority still because she takes off angles. Actually, you know what? Nah, A tier, A tier. Because Phoenixes, they usually take off angles. Now, if she's sitting in her back line, no, you don't want to dive her that much, really. But that's the same reason I put Hela in A tier as well. Is because Hela, Phoenix, Widow, they take angles. They take angles. The more a DPS takes angles, the higher that priority. Because you need to remove them from those angles, you have to challenge them. You could easily win a 1v1 against a Hela, a Widow, a Phoenix, on the off angle. Or if they're behind their healers, you wouldn't go on the Phoenix. Well, maybe if she's behind the healers, you could. Ultron more than Mantis, because if Ultron is played in triple support. Ultron is more than Mantis, yes, because he is least likely to be healed by his team. Ultron can just put his bot on the healers and he'll never kill through. You won't get any value. They can ignore. You can't kill through an Ultron bot at all. But in Ultron, you have to target him because he's easy for your team to hit, so your team can help you on damage, and he's a lot squishier because he can't heal himself, and the team can't heal him as easily because he's normally in a weird spot in the air. The team has to look up. It's harder. Blade. Guys, I don't know where to put Blade. It's still kind of new. I haven't faced enough Blades so far. I haven't faced enough good Blades. Yeah, Blade is like a who cares tier. Like, I'm gonna put him in like B. I mean, like, he's like I'm gonna put him in B. I don't know where to put him. I haven't faced a lot of good off angle Blade is free, but like they don't usually take off angles that you win a 1v1 against him. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I don't really know where else to put him besides there. So we're just going to put him in A tier. John should be higher if you have a Rocket OTP on your team. Yeah, you beat Blade in 1v1, but he usually doesn't take off angles, but like let's just temporarily put him in A tier. Alright guys, do we agree with this tier list? What do you guys think? How do you guys think about the Iron Fist targets priority tier list? What do you guys think?